Christina.
I'm Christina, and we're the Gorgeous Geeks, and we're here today to talk about Smallville episode Booster with Booster Gold, actually written by Jeff Johns, who's a huge comic book legend, and
who's actually written Booster Gold as well.
And it was,
I liked it. I liked the episode. I thought it was funny.
Yeah, you know what? How it was going, I'm like, you know what? I would have rather kind of seen him as a series regular than kind of some of these other people like Oliver.
I don't want to say that about Oliver. It's just that Oliver's lost his way in this last season.
Well, okay, season 9 he was supposed to be lost. Season 8, 9 he was supposed to be lost. He's supposed to be kinda, I don't know. Chloe disappeared and he just fell apart. And I'm sorry, I just was not feeling it.
He kind of lost the Green Arrow magic. But anyways, back to this episode. I thought it was so funny, especially because they got an actor. To me, he looked like Chris Evans when he would sometimes smile and smirk and stuff. Kind of reminded me of that. Yeah, because Chris Evans needs another superhero.
I think that was probably one of Smallville's best interpretations of any superhero that they've ever done.
Totally agree.
Agree.
So funny that it's Booster. But I totally, completely agree.
I like Booster Gold, comic book, cartoon, whatever. I think he's funny. And Eric was so funny doing this role.
He was. I remember the one Justice League cartoon where he actually ended up saving the world. And no one, paid him any attention.
Yeah.
I kind of felt bad for him. He's just this lame person that's just, he's funny to laugh at. Mm-hmm. And so at first I was kind of like, of all the people, you're going to have Booster on the show? And I was kind of perturbed about
Nobody likes you, Booster.
Kind of that. I was like, a Booster, really? That's the one you have to have on the show out of all the other Justice League members?
They should have brought him in sooner. I'm upset there's not more episodes to see Booster Gold.
They did it so good, and then they did it right. I thought that he was just going to be this person that just arose and called himself Booster. But they actually took his story as is. He came from the future, and stole stuff, and then came back and to the past. And then he also incorporated Lois has the interview. She's going to interview. She knows she's going to interview Superman. She's going to get the promotion, and then Superman's going to be, and everything like that. So the little details in there were just absolutely perfect. Tom Welling did a great job as directing. He did a great job.
I have to give him his credit for doing the bumbling act. No, he has not ever done that on Smallville before. No, he has not. That bumbling thing.
When he said that it was me, I was like, in the very first episode.
The only when he said, I want to go back to that because that was me in Smallville. The only time that I can recall that is when, first episode, he's walking, there's Lana, he trips over, and then you see the kryptonite necklace. But besides him tripping over and getting sick...
But as far as them mentioning it, and I know people are like, no, he's tripped before and blah, blah, blah. Well, that's kryptonite, that's one person. I really can't see that being as a label to everybody.
Especially when you have an episode like Homecoming and everybody treats Clark like he's the king of the school.
Yeah, and then...
Punchbowl Maddie.
and even when he played football and Mixoplex made him trip, he was like... And he told his parents, he's like, have you ever seen me trip before? He said that. I remember it. And so it was kind of like... they wanted to give this persona of him being a dorky, whatever, Clark. But I'm sorry, I never saw it.
Maybe Lois never saw him like that either, and she knew him in high school. Because she said something like, oh, Chloe likes a farm boy. Give me a nerd with glasses any day of the week.
I mean, maybe we're blinded because of Tom Welling's looks. I'm not sure, but I just could never see him as a dorky person. Never did. I'm sorry, I just never couldn't.
That being said, because we said he does his own Clark Kent thing, which she'll say, I'm approaching this as a teenager with superpowers, and that's how he portrayed Smallville. But he did do the bumbling idiot thing really good. Especially when he's like that. I just had a milkshake.
I loved it. I love it. I love how Jeff Johns put that in there because Superman likes milkshakes for one. He does, and I just thought that was so funny. As a matter of fact, I might go upstairs and rewind that and watch it because that was so funny. I thought it was so cute.
So that was good. That was we're complaining about not seeing this Clark Kent persona. He hasn't yet become Superman yet. He is still learning, has his training wheels on. Thank goodness Booster said something about the blur and Lois said something about the name and everything. But
you know what? Right quick, I thought. At the end, the little close moment they had when he said, well, how are you going to feel about it? Because I never really thought about it as an issue, which I know it wouldn't be an issue and Lois wouldn't have a problem with it. But if it was a normal couple in real life, that would be brought up into a conversation. So I'm glad that they did bring that up.
When he's like, how he's so upset about it. He's like, how are we gonna make this work or something like that. She was probably entranced after he started ripping the shirt and all the buttons came off. Did you say, why you stopping?
Why'd you stop him?
And she's just like, we can make this work.
And so I thought
she's like, oh boy, we can make this work. Well, I wish she would have mentioned that when she said, I always want a nerd with glasses, because she did say that.
Yeah. Oh, okay, we gotta talk about Jaime Reyes, Jaren's portrayal as Jaime. He was excellent. Excellent. It is not as easy for young actors to portray that stumbling, goofy, weird guy, weird teenager outcast, because we watch a lot of stuff and a lot of times it's overdone, overacted. Yeah. Like Amanda Bynes. I mean, it's overacting and stuff, but he did it absolutely perfect. He wasn't annoying. He was absolutely funny, and it was realistic, and I loved
that girl was so mean with that soda. I'm like, he's gonna save the day and get the girl, and it's like, I'm like,
he's just
bitch.
His reaction to it, he was just great. He was absolutely wonderful. The whole thing, and it was great. And then they had to show Ted Kord because he was Blue Beetle before Jaime. And I like that they had Ted Kord in there because Ted Kord and Booster Gold actually had this bond of like this, this friendship. They were like best buds in the comic book.
Kat, that was the first time she actually wore something like Kat would wear, with her Booster Gold outfit with her tits all out and her hair really big, Mm-hmm. But I still don't understand why they decided to have this like annoying homemaker kind of thing with Kat. I still don't get it. I don't understand it, especially since they like did Kat before and they just like redid her, but up the annoyance.
But there's something else, because in the future, Lois had her desk upstairs, but Clark had his desk upstairs too.
Yeah.
So what is Clark going to do to make himself to go upstairs as well and get promoted? What story is he going to tell? Are they even going to
I'd have an exclusive with myself.
Yeah, but Clark wouldn't use his superhero game.
What are you talking about? That's what they do. Peter Parker, Superman. He almost got like fired when he lost his powers in 52. But Barry's like, I don't know what kind of secret you had. He had to jump out a window to save his job.
Oh.
And then Lois yelled at him. It was funny. She's like, I can't believe you jumped out of a building for a story. He's like, that was so worth it, you having the nerve to say that to me. With like, so, yeah.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, it was like in the first few issues of 52, if not like the first or second one. Because Supernova, which was actually Booster Gold in disguise, he was right outside. Perry was fussing at him about because he wasn't getting good stories, and he jumped out the window and he called him. And he's like, "Can I get an interview?" Superman, but Clark Kent did that. I'm glad they didn't. They mentioned the VRA and trusting the heroes and how Booster might endanger that and yada yada. But I'm glad they didn't talk about it too much because I personally kind of I am not fond of that story. So I was just glad that they kind of focused on the task at hand. I was glad that Clark actually did some reporting himself. Because lately it's been Lois's on the story and Lois gets in danger and Clark saves her. But another episode when he was doing some reporting this year when he was also trying to. When he first put on the glasses.
Yeah.
So, they're really, coming into it, these, last few episodes.
Mm-hmm.
So, I was pleased with the episode.
I was too. Like I said, I was really, really impressed with how they did Booster Gold.
This is an episode you actually rewatch.
Like, it was, they just did they mentioned that he was an ex-football player. Only thing they didn't mention was that he even mentioned his sister. Only thing he didn't mention was the fact that he was a security guard in a museum, and that's where he stole all the stuff. They just, did great. Skeets, I like
Skeets. I kind of wish she was a little thing floating around, but,
now they modernized.
Yeah, that was okay. At least he was still there.
Yes. Yeah.
The Blue Beetle, when he first changed, I kind of yelled, "Go, go, Power Rangers!"
I turned to Christina and said, "That's the budget for this episode." but
other than that, he looked alright the pretty rest of the episode.
Yeah, he did. I'm telling you, but it was their acting that just made it that much better because he was in that costume and he was panicking. You know, I mean, there's a fine line between being dramatic and being cheesy in moments like that. And they did not cross that line, which I'm glad they did, because I just thought for sure that, okay, there's going to be some cheese in this episode.
They really needed something like Booster. Like people said, you really need an episode like Fortune, because everything's been so dark and stuff. No, you didn't need an episode like Fortune. Mm-hmm. You need an episode like Booster.
Yeah, that's what you needed. Booster. Because you could have brought Flash back.
Oh, the Flash.
Yeah.
I thought you said, like, flashback. I'm like... Who's flashback? No. What flashback?
The Flash.
Oh.
We brought the Flash.
You said
Plastic
flashback.
Man. Could you imagine Flash and Plastic Man in an episode? That'd been hilarious. Mm. And also the poster. They dropped the poster. I got chills when the poster came down.
So Man of Steel.
Man of Steel. And then Booster Gold even gave him a hint at the end. Just like, you need to have a name starts with an S. Something super, something like that. And Clark's just like, I'll brainstorm. And it's like, I think everybody's just like, just say it once. Just say it once.
Lois said it in the first episode of the season. She said Superman.
Yeah. Okay, next week, Zod is back.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to the episode. For the trailer, it showed, I guess, Oliver and Clark are going to be forced in a gladiator situation. I don't see how Clark could really take Oliver. Really.
Oh, just hand-to-hand combat?
Yeah.
Yeah, without powers.
We'll see how that goes. Anyway.
I'm Katrina.
I'm Christina.
And we're the Greatest Geeks.